Hello students, myself Amrita Jadhav, your physics teacher, and I am welcoming you to the part 3 in which we are going to deal with dimensional analysis. Okay, so as you have seen both the parts in which we have studied all about units and even how to write units that are known as conventions to write unit. Okay, now if you don't know what is the unit exactly, so you can derive unit from one of the most important concept in physics, which is dimensions. Okay, so what is exactly dimension? So here you can see I have written a definition over here. The dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers to which the concerned fundamental units must be raised in order to obtain the unit of given physical quantity. Okay, so what is according to the definition is, if we are going to consider one of the fundamental quantity or many of fundamental quantity, how many are there? There are 7 fundamental quantities and even 7 fundamental units, which are they? Centimeter or meter, that means length, mass, time, temperature, luminous intensity, current, and the last one, which is substance, mass of the substance, which measures in mole. Alright, so by using that all the physical quantities which are fundamental, we can derive the required equation, which is nothing but dimensions of a specific physical quantity. Okay, so in order to derive that, we have to follow some rules. You have to write any dimensions in the square bracket like this, and you have to denote the fundamental quantities which are concerned for the given physical quantity. Suppose I have to find out dimensions for length. Okay, let me tell you by taking examples so that it will be easier for you to understand. First, we will find out dimension for length. Okay, now if we are considering length, this is itself a fundamental quantity, right? And even its unit is fundamental unit. Alright, so if we are going to write down the dimensions for the same, I can write this as I told you, square bracket. It should be written in the square bracket and by using 3 basic fundamental quantities: length, mass and time. There are many more, but usually we denote it by the 3 of them. Alright, we are going to use many of them. We will see examples so that you will come to know the idea about it. For the first, we are going to see about length only. Okay, so for length, what is the physical or fundamental is concerned, fundamental quantity is concerned? Only one, which is this length. So only length is being concerned, so I will write over here L1. Mass is not concerned, so I will write 0. Time is not concerned, so I will write 0. So dimensions for length is L1, M0, T0. In a similar way, I can find it for mass. How? I will again write LMT. And yes, most important thing, you are not going to put any comma or full stop in between. Okay, it should be like this only, LMT in a square bracket, right? And you have to raise the power. Now, when mass is being considered, okay, while studying about mass, is length is being considered? No. So length is not there, so I will write 0 over here. Is time is there? No. So I will write 0 over here. Only mass is there. So I will write M1 over here. Okay. Now in a similar way, we'll find out for time. How? L, M, T again. Length is there? No. Mass is not there. T is there. So in this way, you can find out the dimensions. Okay. So these are the basic. That means the fundamental quantities and fundamental units. These are very easy. Now, how to find out the dimensions for the derived quantities? In exam, when any definition or law is being asked, you have to write the definition as it is there in the textbook, you are going to write the same. Don't use your words, because it is a definition or it is a law. So you have to write it is as it is there in the textbook. Alright, so you have to remember all those definitions which are there in the chapter. Okay. So, okay, finally we are going to find out the dimensions for velocity, right? So that is the fourth dimension which we are going to discuss. I will write velocity over here. For this, important notice. For this, you have to know the formulas for the same. Okay, if you don't know the formula, you cannot find the same. So you have to remind all the formulas. Okay, write displacement divided by time. Okay, so I have written the formula for the velocity, which is displacement divided by time. Now, displacement is nothing but measure of length, and time, as you know, it measures in seconds. So I can write this as displacement measures in length. So I will write L1 over here. Mass is not there. Time is there? Yes, time is there, but it is in denominator. So I am putting, for displacement I will write T0, okay, for easier method. For displacement I have written dimensions L1, M0, T0. Now I will write for T, that is time. It is T1 only, right? So I have to rearrange the terms. So by rearranging, I can write this as L1 as it is, M0 as it is, but T, this will comes to the numerator. So this 1 will become minus 1. So I can write this as L1 M0 T raised to minus 1. So this is the dimensions for velocity. Okay. So next one we will find out for density. Okay. Basically density is denoted by the symbol rho. So I have written already here. This is rho. Density formula is mass divided by volume. Now we will write the dimensions for both of them and then we will combine them. Okay. So as in numerator mass is there. So I will write L0, M1, T is not there, T is 0. Now as volume is being considered, what is volume? Volume is nothing but cube of the length, right? So I can write over here L3. It is cube of length, no? So I can write L cube over here. Now I have to combine both of them. So I will just write this. Now we will combine. Now as you can see M1, we write M1. T0, T0. But what about this L0 and L3? Again in this similar way. If you are going to take this L in the numerator, that index will get opposite sign. Here this is having plus 3 and if it goes to the numerator, it will be having minus 3 index. So I will get the power of L as minus 3. So I am getting this, which is the dimensions of density. Now moving towards next, we will find out for acceleration. Now what is exactly acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but change in velocity divided by time. Okay, so in generally you can write velocity upon time. So if I write like this formula v by t, this is sufficient. Now you already know the dimensions for v. Here you have calculated already. Yes, so I can write this over here, which is L1 M0 T raised to minus 1. Okay, and divided by t. So it will be T1. Now what will happen over here? By combining, I will just write here L, M and T. Okay, so this L is L1, M is 0. Now this 1 will goes to numerator and it will become minus 1. So T, power of T is already there, which is minus 1 in the numerator. And when the T which is there in the denominator goes to the numerator, it is having index minus 1. So by combining both of them, I am getting minus 2, right? So the index here will be minus 2. So this is the dimension for acceleration, which is L1 m0 t minus 2. Okay, now we'll find out dimension for force. What is formula for force? It is m into a. Okay, so we'll write the dimensions for both of them, which is dimension for m into dimensions for acceleration, and we are going to combine both of them. So let's do that. So here it is for mass. Is it right? I have written L0 m1 t0 because m is simply concerned with the mass. Now acceleration. So as you already derived this, so you can write directly. This is it. Now we have to combine both of them. As there is a multiplication and bases are same. So what happens to the index? Index will get added because there is a multiplication. As you can see over here, we have done the same, but there was the division. Now we are having the multiplication. So I will just write the general formula, which is this L m and t. I have written this. Now what I can do? L0 and L1. So 0 plus 1 is nothing but 1. You are going to add, not multiply. Because if you are going to multiply this 0 into 1 will be 0 and your dimensions will be wrong. So you are not going to multiply the index, you are going to add the index. Okay, so this will be 1. Now 1 plus 0 will be 1. Remember this. 0 plus minus 2, it will be minus 2. So you have got the dimensions for force, which is L1 m1 t minus 2. Okay, so this is the dimensions of quantities which are velocity, density, acceleration, force. Now we'll find 8. Work done. What is work done? It is force into displacement. Again I am telling you, have to know the formulas first. Only then you can find out the dimensions. Alright. So there should be multiplication of dimensions of both the terms. I have written the general. So you have to know the formula or dimension for F. So recently we have found out, which is L1 m1 and t minus 2. So this is the dimensions for F. If you don't remember, you can just find out again. This is nothing but m1. For acceleration it is L1 m0 t minus 1. For t minus 2 it is t minus 2. By combining, you can see over here L1 m1 t minus 2. So if you don't remember, just write a formula for the same and derive in fraction of minute. Now we will combine both of them. Before combining, you have to write the dimensions for S also. S is nothing but displacement. So it is concerned with length only. So I will write L1 over here, M0, T0. By combining both of them, what I will get? L1 and L1. 1 plus 1 become 2. 1 plus 0. 1. Minus 2 plus 0. Minus 2. So I got the dimensions for work done as L2, M1 and T minus 2. Okay. Now we will find out for impulse. We will find out impulse later. We will find out first kinetic energy. Okay. What is kinetic energy? It is half mv square. Right. So dimensional analysis doesn't give the idea about the constant term, so we are going to ignore half. We are just going to put dimensions for mass and dimensions for velocity and square of that. Okay, so m is nothing but mass. So I will write this. Is it right? Yes. Now velocity. Is it right? Yes. And square of the term. Okay. Now, before combining, I have to do square of the second bracket. Now, it is the power of the dimensions. So, I have to multiply this into the inside term. Now, what will this become? L1 raised to 2 will be L2. M0 raised to 2 will be M0. T raised to minus 1 raised to 2, that will be T raised to minus 2. I have used very basics about mathematics that you have to know. Okay. So, I am using all the rules which are there for the index. Alright. Now, I am going to combine both of them. Now, what will happen by combining? Here you can see L2, 0 plus 2. For L it is 2. For M, 1 plus 0 will be 1. For T, 0 and minus 2. So, it will be minus 2 over here. So, what you have got? You got L2, M1 and T minus 2. So, can you observe both of them? Dimensions for work done and dimensions for kinetic energy. What do you observe? Both are same. So, both the physical quantities are dimensionally equal, which is L2, M1, T raised to minus 2. What is the unit of both of them? It is joule. So, this question can be asked in the exam, like which physical quantity has same dimension as energy, or which physical quantity has same dimensions as work done. What is that? Work done and energy are having same dimensions. What is that? L2, M1, T raised to minus 2. Okay. Now I will move towards the next term, which is impulse. Okay. So I will find impulse, which is denoted by J actually. Impulse. It is given by F into T. This is the formula for impulse. So, force, dimensions for force over here. L1, M1, T minus 2, and dimensions for T is only T1. By combining both of them, I can write L1, M1, T raised to minus 1. So, I got the dimension for J also remains. We will find out for pressure. What is pressure? It is force divided by area. What is dimension for force? It is L1, M1, T raised to minus 2 divided by what is area? It is square of the length. As we have done for density, what was the volume? It was cube of length. Now for area, you are going to consider it is the square of the length. So I am writing over here N2 only. Now we have to combine L, M and T. M and T will be same as it is. Okay. Now what happens to L? This 2 will goes to numerator and it becomes minus. So 1 minus 2 will be minus 1. So I got the dimension for pressure also. So we have derived so many dimensions, like 11 we have find out. Okay, so in this way you can find out dimensions for many more physical quantity which are there in your physics textbook. We have calculated kinetic energy, even you can find out for the potential energy. What is formula for potential energy? It is mgh, where m is mass, g is acceleration due to gravity, h is the length. So h considered in the case of fundamental quantity, which is length. So in similar way you can find out dimensions for potential energy. What will it get? You will get the same one, because both are energy. Either it is kinetic or potential, you will get the same dimension, which is L2, M1, T minus 2. You can find out by your own. Okay. So there are many more physical quantities. Okay, so this is all about dimensional analysis. In the next part, we are going to see why we are using this and what are the limitations of the same, one of which we have done actually over here, which is this term half mv square. While we are doing this, I told you that constant terms dimensions we cannot define, so that is one of the limitation. So that we are going to study in the next part. Okay, so for today's part, for this part, we have studied all about the dimensions and how to find the dimensions of the same. What is the basic for finding dimensions? You have to know formulae for all physical quantity that you are going to find out. Okay, so before going towards this concept, you have to remind all the formulas. Okay, if you don't know the formula, you cannot find the same. You can observe that you have already observed. We have to know the formula for all the physical quantity. Okay, so this is it for this part. Thank you so much. If you have any query, please do comment. I will solve your query. Okay, thank you.